Going loud now. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining for the class today. And today we are going to have a which chapter of Bhagavad Gita?
Chapter 12.
12. Yes, I can also see Jyotika's movement of mouth, but I cannot hear. Okay. It's private video, although it's a public. Jyotika's movement of mouth, but I cannot hear. Okay. Jyotika. I'll just send them.
Hi.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Give me a second.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tanvi. I'm just sending a message. Sorry, I'm just alone today. Okay. Thank you for joining. And let's start with our Mangalacharan prayers today. And as usual, the virtual classroom etiquette, although I'm telling every week, I'm not seeing everyone switching on the camera yet. Please do switch on your camera. And the next one is we are going to have a quick revision on chapter 11 and chapter 12. We are going to see. Some of you have attended chapter 12 in the past. That was quite a couple of years ago. And many of you have not. So it will be going to be a very new again. From the beginning, we'll go full details on chapter 12. And we will go through every verse of chapter 12. Anybody can say how many verses are there in chapter 12?
Mataji 20.
20. Yes, Manas. 20 verses. So let's start with Mangalacharan prayers. Can someone who want to volunteer for Mangalacharan prayers? Sanvi, you or Shruta? Shruta, okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Yogesh. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, Shruta wanted to recite Mangalacharan prayers. When you're ready, you can start, Shruta.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. Very nicely done, Shruta. Again, once again, welcome you all. So are you ready for a quick revision on chapter 11?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. What is the chapter 11 title, name?
Mataji, can I say
Yes, Avigyan.
universal form?
Very good. And what is the other name of it?
Vishwaru.
Yes. Vishwaroop, Virat Roop. Okay. And can somebody say in chapter 11 at the beginning, what did Arjuna ask Krishna? Yes. What did he ask? Nobody? It's about the chapter, right? It's about this same chapter topic. He asked what?
Mataji, can I?
Yes.
Mataji, Arjuna requested Krishna to show him his all-universal form.
Very good. Very good. It's that easy, right? Just don't worry. You know the answer, but you are maybe fearing to tell. It may be wrong. Don't worry about wrong answers. We just trying, you know already most of the answers. Okay. And tell me the significance of the universal form. I mean, in this chapter, what is the significance of this chapter, basically? Why Krishna showed universal form? Although Arjuna asked, what is the significance? Can somebody try?
Mataji, can I try?
Yes.
Mataji, it is like in the future, if anyone asks or claims himself to be as God, we can use this chapter to deny that he's not God.
Very good. Very good. Any other?
Mataji, can
Yes,
I
Shruta.
try?
Yes, Shruta.
Because like Arjuna is already very God conscious. He's already very realized into Krishna consciousness, and that's why Krishna showed him his Vishwarupa.
Mm, not exactly. The reason is Arjuna is in the previous chapter, Arjuna is in the 10th chapter, you see that Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam. Arjuna has accepted Krishna as the supreme personality of the Godhead, right? He is the supreme. Arjuna accepted. Easily, someone can say Arjuna and Krishna are the friends. That's why he accepted his own friend as a supreme personality of the Godhead. But what is the proof? What is the thing that he is a supreme? This is the chapter where Krishna showed his universal form, that he can see, I mean, he can see everything. Not anybody can show this form, right? The supreme personality who possesses all opulences. You can see that in that form. And it's not only Arjuna, anyone can accept that. That's the reason that he has showed the universal form. Okay. And universal form, Vishwarupa, Virat Rupa, we know there is also another name for it. Can somebody say?
Mataji,
Yes,
can I try?
Manas? Yes.
Rupa.
Kala Rupa. Why?
Because that is the form of time, and the form of time destroys everything.
So with that, another question: can this Kala Rupa, Vishwarupa, or the universal form is eternal or not? Yes, Yogesh.
Mataji, it is eternal, Mataji. Time is eternal, and it and the time destroys every material thing.
Hmm. But this universal form is not eternal. He temporarily
Only Krishna is
manifested
eternal.
that. Yes, he temporarily manifested that for Arjuna. It is not eternal like any other forms. You have to understand that it is one of the purport in 11th chapter. Let me get you the detail, but it is not eternal. Okay. So what are the things that Arjuna, I mean, that maybe each one of you say something about what are the things Arjuna see in that form?
Mataji,
Yes, Ritika.
Mataji, in that Kalarupa form, he sees the future outcomes of the war.
Very good. He already know what is the result. Yes. Then, yes, Yogesh. What else he
Mat-
see?
Mataji, there were so many acts in that form and
So many?
amps, Mataji. Mouths, eyes, and amps.
Okay. Okay. So many mouths, so many things. Everything is so many he saw. What else?
Arjuna saw that warriors like opposite warriors like Karna or Karna Bhisma were smashed by the Lord's mouth like that. Mataji.
Very good. Very good. Then,
Mataji,
yes, Sanvi.
he could also see that the world was also being destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And all the demigods are praying.
Mm. Okay. Then, so many planets, unlimited face, so many gold jewelries. He saw the radiant that thousands of suns emanating. All those things he saw, right? Blazing sun, and then all the living entities he was able to see it one place. So many things, demons, demigods, right? Everything he saw. Okay, there are two analogies of distraction. It was mentioned, Mataji was telling about two analogies. Can somebody remember that and tell what are the two analogies?
Mataji, can I say?
Yes, Manas.
Mataji, can I say? The one was
Ah,
the water from the river flowing into the ocean.
very
And
good.
the other one was the moths being burnt by the flame of the candle.
Okay. Sanvi, can you tell each analogy is for which kind of people? So the river flowing into the ocean is depicting what kind of people? Avigyan, yes.
The river flowing into the sea is the devotees going back to Krishna, like pure devotees going back to Krishna.
Very good. And the moth into fire?
The moth into fire is when like people who like not exactly people like demons or something, people who have demon mindset, they get like killed by Krishna or something.
Mm-hmm. Demons, yes. Okay. And then Krishna in one place said Arjuna, Nimitta Matram. Can somebody say what is it? Nimitta Matram. Anyone remembers? No one remembers? Nimitta Matram. Just the
Mataji,
cause. Yes.
Mataji, it means that to only be an instrument in
Why?
Krishna.
Why?
Mataji, because like when Krishna showed his Kalarupa form, so in that Arjuna could see that Arjuna could see their victory, the Pandavas' victory, and the Kauravas will be defeated. So Krishna told that this is everything is already planned. The destruction is already planned. So what you can do is to just be an instrument in my hands.
Perfect. So it's already been there. They already there. It's all there, planned, and it's going to happen. You are not the cause of it, but you just be the cause as an instrument for these things to happen. That's why he says nimitta matram. This is the significance of this word. Okay. Then what kind of rasa he showed after seeing the universal form?
Mataji,
Arjuna.
can I say?
Yes, Avigna.
Mataji, from the friends kind of rasa, he changed to the fear and wonder.
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Absolutely. Very good. And why he asked for forgiveness? After seeing that he asked for forgiveness to Krishna. Why does he do that?
Mataji, can I say?
Wait. Let me see. Anybody want to say? Shruta? Okay.
He asked for forgiveness because he unknowingly, like, he called him Krishna, he called him Yadava, like, in a sense of a friend, but then he didn't know that he was a supreme lord. So when he found out that he is a supreme lord of so much opulence, he begged for forgiveness, saying that I did this out of ignorance.
Very good. Very good, Shruta. Very well done. All right. And what is the qualification to see the Krishna? I mean, okay, tell me what is the Krishna's original form? Which is the original form?
The
Mataji
200
Vishnu.
Priyangi.
It is the actual form is like Madhava, like Shamasundar form.
What is that form?
It's the two-handed form of
Yes.
Krishna.
200 form is the original form of the Krishna. And who are qualified to see the 200 form of Krishna?
The most
Mataji.
pure devotees who follow Ananya Bhakti.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. And what does, I mean, do devotees desire to see the universal form or not?
No, Mataji.
Why?
Because then it would be in a formal manner with the Lord.
Okay, there are different kinds of rasas they wanted to execute with the Krishna, right? So that 12 rasas we know that 5 primary and 7 secondary rasas. It's only happen if the original 200 form with Krishna, correct? And which verse in Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita? The verse in the 11th chapter is the essence of all Bhagavad Gita. Which is the verse?
11:55.
Yes. Do you know the verse, Nanda? By any chance? Maybe starting letter, starting word? Mat? Mat karma krin mat paramo mat bhaktah sangavarjitah nirvairah sarva bhuteshu yasa mameti pandava. So this one says what? Anybody can say what is this verse is significant for? Those who work for,
Mataji.
yes, Avigna.
Mataji, it's I think it's saying that it's the only qualification that you can see is pure undivided bhakti.
Those only can come to the Krishna. So it's only is stressing about the devotional service again here is the only way. So in most of the chapters, if you see so far, we have seen all we have seen karma yoga, jnana yoga, all those things in the ladder of yoga, right? At the end, Krishna stresses that bhakti yoga is the best. So here also in the 11th chapter, he mentions about the devotional service only. I'm very happy, satisfied about all your answers. You really went through the chapter nicely. I hope this will continue and we only have 7 more chapters to go, right? Today is 12, after that 6 more. So we are very much really progressing very well and we are going to complete all the chapters very soon. Are you ready for chapter 12? Yes. Manas is so excited. I am very excited too on this as well. Let's go on that. Let me open the slides. This is 11. Okay. So, are you all seeing my screen now?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Tarangini, I just saw your message. You are not able to join, but now you're joined. So happy you could make it. Thank you. So let's see. Today is the revision of chapter 11. We just quickly recapped, but I still wanted you to go through in detail, including the purport in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay. Chapter 12 is devotional service. So classroom etiquette, we all know regular attendance, which most of you are doing it. Attentive in the class also very good. Cameras, of course, some of you could not. I understand. And write down the notes, which you're also doing. Very nice. Happy. Devotional service. Devotional service is otherwise called as in Sanskrit?
Mataji is called as Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So we have 3 topics in Bhakti Yoga. The topic 1 is Bhakti is superior to impersonalism, which we have seen in many of the, in the previous classes, many times we have seen that, but we are going to stress upon that here. And progressive stage of devotion. How are you going to, how is the devotional service when you do, what is the progressive step to do that? And qualities that endear one to Krishna. Krishna is telling in the series of verses here, what are the qualities of a devotee that makes him comes closer to him? He will be very dear to those devotees with those qualities. He's explaining in the length and depth of that. Okay, let's go and see Bhakti is superior to impersonalism. So the top you see Bhakti, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and then there are a few other, many, of course, we can say examples of Bhakti Yoga who were doing devotees, but I've chose this picture. And here it is a impersonalism. People meditate upon the formless of the Lord, and it's kind of the energy just spread without a form. So what is the difference which is superior? So you all know the answer by now. Can somebody say?
Mataji,
Yes, Sanvi.
but Chaitanya Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is saying that's bhakti, but you are saying oh, that's not bhakti.
That's not superior. That is also kind of bhakti, but it's, in the sense, it will also lead to the same goal. They both have the same goal in their life to reach to Krishna. But the thing is, which is superior is what you said, Sanvi, correct? The devotional service. So first verse, can somebody read all 20 verses? We have 20 times reading. So can somebody read? Yes, Sanvi, you start first.
Arjuna Vacha Evam Satya Yukta Ye Bhaktastvam Paripastate Yakapa Askama Testam Yoga Vitamaha. Translation: Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, they are menace.
Thank you, Sanvi. Here is A cha pyaksharam, not ka. C always must pronounce as cha here. A cha pyaksharam avyaktam tesam ke yoga vittamaha. You see that there is a dash on the top of A. It means a, not a. So same like tesam. So you have to read like that. Evam Arjuna uvacha. Evam satata yukta e bhaktastvam paryupasate. Echapyaksharam avyaktam tesam ke yoga vittamah. So that's how, but very nicely you did. Thank you. So Arjuna is asking, Krishna, you tell me which is the best doing the devotional service, bhakti, or worshipping in the impersonal form of the Lord. So let's see what the answer would be. Who want to read the next one?
Can I read, Mataji? Mataji, can I read?
Yes, Samar.
Okay, Mataji. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Oh yeah, I should read that, right? Bhakti is superior to impersonalism. Bhagavad Gita 12.1 to 7. Bhagavad Gita 12.12. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Mayaveshamano ye mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayo Betas Te Me Yukta Tamamata. Translation: Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form are engaged in worshipping me with great transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect.
Thank you so much. So straight answer by Krishna. There is no reasoning, everything. Say whose mind is fixed on my personal form, which is the form, not formless, which is impersonalism, right? So the form, Tribhanga Lalitam, which is like a form, right? The personal form, Rupa, are always engaged in worshipping me with the devotional service and the full faith on me. Those are the most perfect people, better than impersonalism, which is also straightforward. But the question is, here again,
Mataji,
yes,
Mataji, can I read?
Mataji, the impersonal form of Lord Krishna is Brahma Jyoti, right?
yes, where you will be attaining the Brahma Jyoti in the of the spiritual sky as well, which we saw earlier, right? Correct. Yes, anyone else? The third one, who want to read?
Mataji, can I read?
Yes, Manas.
Ye Bhakti is superior to impersonalism. Bhagavad Gita chapter 12 verse 3 and 4. Yetavakshara nirdesham avyaktam paryupashyate sarvatra gamachintyam cha kutasthamachalam dhruvam saniyamindriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapannuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hiteratha. Translation. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me.
See here, Krishna says, they also come to me, the impersonalists also come to me, but at last, meaning with so many years and so many births they have to take to become perfect and understand, and with all this they have to do tapasya, meditation, everything, and then they come to me. What are the things? They have to control their senses. See, something that is having form, you can easily think about it. I will tell you all, okay, think of an air moving from left side to right side. Will you be able to think then is what kind of air is moving, how the air is moving? You cannot even imagine that, because there is no form of the air that you can think, unless the particular air in the form of, like, you put some kind of colors and make the air visible, and you know how the air moves, or maybe some instrument, a scientific instrument, you were able to see some form of air moving or the cloud moving kind of thing. You will be able to see this moving from one place to another place, or you will be able to see the air movement because of the movement of other objects like trees. Trees are moving this way, that means you know that air is moving from, but still through some object, right? Unless you visualize it, you will not be able to understand what is that. Similarly, the unimaginable, I mean, of course, Krishna is a form with the form also inconceivable. We cannot understand him. But without form, it is very difficult to have a perception how the Lord will be. And you wanted to meditate on the form with the mind is just chanchala, which is always disturbed, always kind of wavering. We really cannot controlling the mind is very, very difficult. So with that, one have to control the mind. He has to do a lot of austerities, lot of tapasya, lot of penances he has to do, and to fix his mind. Remember in the previous chapter, we saw that how to fix the mind, but bringing the air, life air in between the eyebrows, and then do all this kind of meditation, and that what is chakras and everything they have to bring, and then finally control all the senses. When you're doing meditation, you cannot be disturbed by the external sound or external things happening around. But if at all you're doing something, but suddenly some sound is coming, or some small mouse is coming near to you, you getting a sound of kitch, 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 how you will feel? You cannot meditate, right? Oh, something is coming. Maybe some small snake is coming also. And you get some feeling that something is moving on you. Will you be able to do a tapasya? No, you cannot, right? So the moment you are attracted, you are disturbed by the external factors, your meditation is gone. You will not be able to control your senses. That is why this is so difficult. But there are people who does that, and then but it's not happen in the same life. They have to take life after life and to perfect in this meditation, and then they also do good for everybody. They will maybe doing welfare of others, everything fine. but they will not be able to come to Krishna unless come to the understanding Krishna is the supreme and he is the form. Everything that the purpose of meditation is to understand to the level where devotees already understand by doing devotional service and understand he is the Sachidananda Vigraha. So that's why this form is very, very, I mean, this impersonal worshipping of impersonal form is very difficult to achieve, and they will achieve at last, and there is a chance that they may not achieve. So much of austerity you're doing, and at some point of time you do some mistake by attracted to senses, then you will fall down again, start from the beginning and up and down, you keep doing it. When you will achieve the Lord, you may not know, right? That is why this is more difficult path, and it's very it's not a not easy path, and also not a better way than devotional service. Let's go on to this one, another same, because Krishna initially in the second verse is telling, yes, a personal form, worshipping me is the best, but he has to explain, right? He's explaining why impersonal form is not better. So first thing he says that it is they have to control the mind and then senses and equally disposed to everyone. Equally disposed to everyone is so easy to tell. Is it possible to do? Can you treat the same as your the person coming to your house and steal all the money and go, and the same as your father and mother? No, we will not do that, right? We can say, can we say they are also soul? He is also a soul, eternal soul, and a part and parcel of the Lord. So I won't do anything to him. I will also smile at him. I'll also love him. I'll also love my parents. We cannot do that. So that kind of things are very difficult in this path. And it's one reason is telling. The next reason, who want to read this?
Mataji, can I?
Yes, Shruta.
क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्ताशक्ततेषसां चेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते. Translation: For those whose minds are attracted to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
So which we already saw that it's very difficult to achieve, and they will come to us at last, and it's also very difficult. You can see that a small thread, how much entangled here. Just to unentangle everything and make it neat, it is very, just a small material stuff which we can do it also very difficult. And this you can see this puzzle, how to go inside, and just moving a big rock in the climbing up with a big rock is also how difficult. It's all metal stuff that is difficult. Similarly, it is so difficult to put focus on something which is formless. Unless you know what you will be meditating upon, something you think that there is a Lord is there, but he is formless and he is the supreme. Everything you will be meditating upon, but mind has to focus on something which is not there, empty. What you will be focusing on, emptiness. That's why make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. The soul is always embodied in a particular body, right? So for that kind of people, which when we are already, the soul, once it comes to the material world, we're embodied with this kind of material body, we are subject to all kind of sense gratification. We will be unable to control our mind and senses everything. So we will not be able to do this kind of austerity or maintenance, austerity and penances, meditation to achieve the Lord. So this process is much more difficult. Next one, who want to read this?
Mataji, can I try?
Yes, Avigna.
ये तो सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्ते उपासते तेषाम् अहं समुद्धर्त मृत्यु संसार सागरात् भवामि नाचिरात् पार्थ मया व्यसितचेतसाम्. Translation. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, have fixed their minds upon me. O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Very good, Avigna. Thank you so much. Here you see, previously he said that, of course, devotional service is the best. And then why the impersonalism, worship of impersonalism is difficult, I mean, not the best, because it is difficult. People at last achieve, even to achieve that, to control the mind and senses is very difficult. And now he is telling, then who will be, I mean, if they're doing the devotional service, then what I will do? I will be the swift deliverer of them from the ocean of birth and death. What is swift deliverer means?
Mataji, can I try?
Yes, Shruta.
So that means he's like, can I like give an example?
Yes.
Like in the song Bhaja Govindam, it said, what is it? Pahi Murari. So it's like he will help you cross the river of the ocean of samsara, and he will give you like eternal liberation.
Yes. But swift means quick. There is no
Oh,
waiting. Immediate. The moment he see that we are doing a pure devotional, unalloyed devotional service, right? Ananya Bhakti, when you do this such thing, he's a swift deliverer. He will not wait. He'll come quickly and take us from the ocean of birth and death. Yes, what you're saying is correct. Also, Shruta, very good.
so
And
that
so
means like people who worship the Brahma Jyoti, it is slower for them.
very slow, meaning they will go to them. And we have seen in the past in the different spiritual world and the material world. In the spiritual world, we have Brahma Jyoti, which is the open space, the whole, it's kind of the whole spiritual sky is completely covered with the Brahma Jyoti, and that we have Vaikuntha, the planets of Vaikuntha Lokas, and then above all is the Goloka Vrindavan. So Brahma Jyoti, these people who praise, who worships the impersonal form of the Lord, they only can go until Brahma Jyoti of the spiritual sky. Beyond that, they cannot even enter into the Vaikuntha Loka. So to enter into the Vaikuntha Loka, even to enter into the Goloka, you have to meditate upon the form of the Lord, and you have to do the devotional service and all those things, which the impersonalists cannot do. They can enjoy the spiritual sky as much as they want, wander around, this merge into the Lord effulgence, Lord's energy, not actually. So more than merging into the Lord's effulgence, devotees only wanted to be with the Lord and do only service to the Lord. The mood of the devotees is always do service to the Lord. So especially devotees do not wanted to even go to Goloko. Their aim is not to go to Goloko or Vaikuntha planet. Their aim will be only wherever I am, I will be at your service. Please give me this benediction, even in the Patala Loka, even the Bhuloka, even in the any kind of planets, if you put me there. My only wish is to do service. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Can anybody remember the verse of that in the Sikshashtakam? Where he says,
Mataji,
yes, Samar.
place him on the atom of his lotus feet.
You tell me the verse. I don't want anything, but I only want your costless devotional service.
Najanam.
Yes, can you recite the verse?
Najanam.
Nadhanam, Najanam.
Najanam, Kavitam Vajagadija Kamere, Janmani Bhavatat Bhakti Rahai to keep way.
Amma Janmani Janmaneshwari Bhavatat Bhakti Ahaitukitvai. Birth after birth, I only want your costless devotional service. This is what devotee wanted. They don't want anything. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I don't want beautiful women, wife, or I do not want any number of followers. I do not want any wealth, but I only want your costless devotional service. This is the mood of the devotee. They don't look for any, their goal, of course, Krishna will, the Supreme Lord will be delivering them from the ocean of repeated birth and death if they see the pure unalloyed devotion. But as such, devotee mood is different, right? He only wanted to serve the Lord birth after birth. That's the thing. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here I have a quick chart for you to see the difference between impersonalist and personalist. Who wanted to read this? Go side by side.
Mataji, can I?
I think
Mataji, can I?
Avika already read. Shruta already read. Tarangini is raising the hand. Maybe I'll give Tarangini chance. Tarangini. Cannot hear you, Tarangini.
Meditate on formless, difficult or
Embodied.
embodied.
Then you read that side by side. Meditate on
Meditate on form of deity, easy from embroidered.
embodied. So if you meditate upon the formless, very difficult for us to imagine. But if you meditate on the form of the Lord, who is the Sachidananda Vigraha, Tribanga Lalita. So that kind of form, you put your thoughts and worship him in that form, it is very easy for us because we are conditioned soul. We only are limited with our senses. Our eyes cannot, if you see, you will believe it. If you don't see, you don't believe it. Similarly, that's how we are. That's why Krishna has made arrangement. So he comes in this kind of form for us to, at least there is a way for us to go do some service and go back to him. If he is not providing this way, it's very, very difficult, right? So that's why. So next one, read this one again, Tarangini, second one, unmanifested. Yes. Sorry, Tarangini, I cannot hear you.
Mataji, I cannot open the screen.
Oh, now I can hear you, but what happened? She left, is it? Oh, here. You're on mute. Ah, okay. Unmanifested.
Manifested is beyond the senses.
Restricts the senses.
The senses. Senses can provide
perceive
the deity and sound of mantra.
Engage the senses.
Senses must understand the Brahma through opposite
Upanishads,
etc. Learn the language Sanskrit.
Understand the non-perceptual
feelings. Understands Krishna through devotional service. Simple chanting Hare Krishna.
Guidance
of bona fide spiritual master. Simply by offering
regulative
obeisances into the deity, hearing the glories of the Lord, eating the remnants of foodstuff offered to the Lord. Long practice makes it difficult to take up bhakti. Completely natural,
yes. This is troublesome.
No relationship with the Lord. Miseries
mitigated
by relationship with Krishna. Develops on our own endeavor.
Own
endeavor. Krishna delivers devotee from Maya. Why? Because Krishna himself recommends the process out of paternal love by his
Causeless mercy.
mercy.
Thank you so much, Tarangini. So here you can see how difficult it is to do the impersonalist worship of the impersonalism form, right? Formless, basically, not form, impersonalism. And here how we worship the deity form of the Lord. What is the easy one? So of course we can visualize it. It's easy for us in the personal form of the Lord, and it's very difficult. And because it's beyond our senses, we cannot understand with our senses, mind or through all kind of sense objects, hearing. You cannot hear the unmanifested form. You cannot see, you cannot feel it or anything. That's why beyond our senses, that's why it's very much restrictive. We have to imagine and do, which is very difficult. And we have to understand this impersonal Lord by through the knowledge from the Upanishads and Puranas, everything, which is we need, of course, we need to learn everything, which is not our lifetime is not enough. Need to understand Sanskrit. Of course, Sanskrit understanding is through our spiritual master. Now we are doing is they translate for us, and we give the purport for more understanding as well, which we can do. But it's really vast for us to learn. And the feeling itself is, we cannot perceive it, right? We cannot really understand. That's why it's very difficult. And long practice is not as we do the devotional service, which we purely dedicate upon our life to the Lord, and it is easy that much. The dedication and doing all the devotional service step by step is also given in this chapter, which is very easy to do that. And this practice is not there in the in-person form. Just sit and meditate, and it's a very long practice, which is difficult for us to even, because our human form of life, we know no patience. No, we wanted everything to happen immediately. I do something, I want a result immediately, because results we are not offering to the Lord. We are not giving up everything to the Lord. We wanted everyone to praise us. Oh, I did this. Everyone must praise. I want to see. That's the reason all the social media is very famous, because they post everything. What is the expectation of the post? Can you tell me? How many likes? How many people viewed it? How many people commented it? Meaning, how many people are praising me? How many people are thinking about me? It's all about I and my, right? So that kind of process is that. That's why it is more it's not about leaving the results to the Lord. So this kind of practice is not good. So to make it easier, that's how it is. Like Krishna from the beginning is telling you, do the karma yoga, do your duty, but offer the results to the Lord. Don't expect anything. You just do your duty, right? And then troublesome, no relationship with the Lord. In Bhakti Yoga, we have relationship as a friend, as a parent, as a dasya, right? All kind of relationship we can do. Accordingly, we can be in love with the Lord. But here it is different. No relationship at all. Then what kind of, how are you going to meditate upon? So it depends upon our own endeavor, how much we are struggling, how much we are putting our efforts. According to how the progress will be. Less effort, you will be like, this will be, you will go more years, more number of births, repeated births and death you have to take to go to the Lord. But here everything is easy because it is recommended by the Lord. He has given all the information under the guidance of the spiritual master. If you take, then everything is so easy to do, and we are still restricting ourselves and so adamant that we are not taking up the devotional service to the heart. We're still very much attracted towards the Maya. And in terms of realization, because this earlier one is in terms of practice, how we practice it, how difficult it is to practice. Now, in terms of realization, anyone want to read this?
Mataji,
We
Mataji can also read.
wait. Do we have some more verses? Yogesh, please read. I'll give chances to everyone.
Yes, Mataji. In terms of realization, Brahman versus Bhagavan. Brahman, Nirguna without qualities. Bhagavan, Saguna with form, qualities, etc. Inconceivable, possess inconceivable potencies. All pervading by energy and a super soul. Unchanging, fixed, and immovable. Unchanging, fixed, and immovable. Cannot perceive any opulence because of lack of activity. Possessor of 6 opulences in full. Risk of not realizing absolute truth at end. Success is guaranteed as nothing is lost. May realize the eternal Sat and knowledge, Chit, aspects of his original nature, partial realization. Realizes eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Includes Brahman and Paramatma realization.
Thank you so much, Yogesh. So in the Brahman, there is no qualities to realize. Nirguna. Guna is quality, Nirguna is no qualities. Saguna is they have qualities. Krishna has how many qualities? 64 qualities. So there is we can realize those qualities. And inconceivable, of course, yes, inconceivable is we cannot really understand how much from our limited senses. Even Krishna, it is difficult because the potencies are really inconceivable. Many times we have seen Tad ejati tan naijati. He can walk, he cannot walk, he is with and without. Everything we have seen, it's very difficult for us to understand. It's also there, all pervading, but Krishna is all pervading as through energy, and as well as super soul is seated in everyone's heart. And unchangeable, fixed, and movable is common, but cannot perceive any opulence because of lack of activity, because we cannot understand the opulence because there is no activity. You're just sitting and then doing tapasya. What you will be understanding about the Brahman form of the Lord, right? But here, as a Bhagavan, as a form, he has 6 opulence which we know. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. So those wealth, beauty, knowledge, renunciation, strength, everything, that all 6 opulences, it's in full. We saw that, right? He is possessing those opulence. But here you cannot even understand the opulence of the Brahman effulgence. And risk is not realizing. For example, you go for many births and many births, and then you also go through the many years of meditation. Towards some point of time, you kind of get diverted by some senses. You may end up not realizing the absolute and risk of coming back to the square one and go back from the beginning again. But here there is nothing last. Why? Because whatever the devotion service you're doing in this life, although you're not completing it, like 30-40%, 41% you will be starting in the next life. So it will be always incremental. There is no starting from the beginning in the devotional service, because whatever your devotional service, that's how Gajendra in the previous birth, all the shlokas, whatever he learned, he remembered during the next life as a Gajendra, the elephant. He prayed to the Lord using those prayers. That's how Krishna has come and helped him to deliver. So all those things in this devotional path, there is no loss. And of course, the potency that what we realized, Sat and Chit aspects of the Lord only can realize through Brahman, which is eternal. Yes, Brahman is eternal and has some knowledge we realize, but not Ananda. There is no Ananda in realization of the Brahman aspect, but in the Bhagavan aspect, we realize all 3, Sat, Chit, Ananda. All 3 we can realize. So this is the difference. So we saw 2 as one is in terms of practice, how difficult and how easy. In terms of realization, what is the difference between the 2, we also saw. So finally, we end up that devotional service bhakti is better. So here Krishna, in the second verse itself, is telling that those who fix their mind on my personal form and always engage in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered to be most perfect. So he's telling his better one, but perfect one is bhakti. But he's also telling why impersonal form is worshipping the impersonal aspect is not correct, because he says it has to go through many long meditation, and achieving me is very difficult. At last achieve me, and it's not guaranteed, depends upon the time that we are taking for it, and it is very difficult to achieve because of our limited senses. But those who do the devotional service, I'm the swift deliverer, quick deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. And the last one is difference between the 2. Are you all clear for the first topic?
Mataji, I have a question.
Shruta.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said like Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabhyate. Like where like you said Brahman, then you said Bhagavan, then where is Paramatma? Is he personal or impersonal?
Paramatma is personal, but seated within the heart. In every
Oh, okay.
soul. Yes, Paramatma feature is seated in everyone's heart, is a Paramatma feature.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
So that means it's like it's also like the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu who is present in each and every atom, right?
Yes, 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 that
Okay.
is right. Correct. Let me move on to the next one. Progressive stage of devotion. Now we saw that which one is better. Now devotional service is the better. How do we do the devotional service? So here it says, can we read the two lines? I'll read. Bhakti yoga is a systematic process of cultivating attachment towards Krishna while becoming detached from the material world. It's very easy to understand. Bhakti yoga, it's attachment towards Krishna while detaching from the material world. We are into this material world because of our greediness, because of our ego, that we wanted to enjoy, knowing that Krishna is the enjoyer, we are being enjoyed. Krishna is the only Purusha, we know that, but still we wanted, why only Krishna is enjoying, I want to enjoy. So we come to this material world. When we come into the material world, we are embodied into the material body, the soul, basically. The moment we embodied, we are subject to all kind of material sense gratification. This three modes of material nature is going to attacking us. With all those things, our only goal is to go back to Krishna. What is the path? Devotional service is the path. But when we do this, we have to detach from this material world. But detaching from the material world when we are embodied is very difficult. But through this devotional service is possible. How to do that? There's a systematic way to do that. So that's why we are going to see in this one, devotional service, a systematic way of doing it. Okay, let's go on to the topic 2. Who want to read this?
Mataji.
Can I?
Who never? I don't know who.
Mataji, I did not read.
You,
Mataji, Avigya never read.
okay, Avigyan. Let's see. I saw him 2-3 hands raising.
Mataji, shall I read only translation?
Hold on, Tarangini. You just read, right? I will give chance to Avigyan. I will give to everybody. I'll come back to you. We still have more verses to read. Okay. The words also you can read, Tarangini. I will read line by line. You repeat also. Okay, you can do that. Okay, we try that. Next one. Yes, Avigyan.
Progressive stage of devotion. Mai eva mana adhatsva mai buddhim niveshaya nirvashishyashi mai eva ata urdhvam na samsaya. Devotee is transcendental from very beginning, lives in Krishna without doubt. In devotional service, one lives in direct relationship with the Supreme Lord. Not lives on a material plane, but lives on Krishna. Transcendent. Just fix your mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus, you will live in me always, without a doubt.
Thank you, Avigyan. So here it says, you're already in a devotee. You're already into devotional service. You know a lot of devotional service. And the quality, I mean, what they do is basically they fix their mind into the Lord and engage all the intelligence in Him, and they live with Krishna. They, or whosoever is a pure devotee, they will be. There is no doubt. Krishna is telling, if you are a devotee, you will live with me. And devotees are basically do the devotional service, engage their intelligence, and they do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. That is for sure. This is there in every single verse we are reading, we are learning about it. No doubt about it. But the main point is what is the next verse is what is main. Also is difference is telling. Who can read this? Let me see. Who can read this? Priyangi.
अथा चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. Text 12.8 refers to those who have already developed attachment to Krishna. 12.9 refers to those who have not developed. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. How to follow regulations.
Okay, here we saw the previous verse, who's already developed the attachment to Krishna, who is a devotee. Now, cannot attach to that kind of attachment is not coming naturally to the person, means how to develop that attachment to Krishna. That is the thing. Then Krishna is answering, "Oh winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me," it's difficult. When you chant, also difficult. I'm thinking about pizza. If you're doing anything puja also, oh, when I can finish it, I wanted so that I can play with my friends. So difficult. I mean, I'm talking about in your level, right? But even for the adults, difficult to fix their mind. What they can do, follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. So how to follow the regulative principles? Can somebody say, there is a question here, right, on the right hand corner down, how to follow regulations? Can somebody answer this and see whether this answer is matching with on the next slide? Try as much as possible.
Mataji, can I try?
Yes, Shrita.
Is it following instructions from a bona fide spiritual master?
Following the instructions of the spiritual master. Very good. Anybody else want to try? What would be the instruction of the spiritual
Mataji,
master? Yes, Abhigna.
Mataji, is it following the four regulative principles?
Okay, that is one of the principle that spiritual master said. Very good. Anything else? Sanvi, did you raise your hand to answer? No. Okay. So Shrita, actually very, very good answer, following the spiritual master's instruction. And Avigna also said regulative principle. Let's see what else is there. So purification. I want someone to read this rather than me reading it. Tarangini, I'll give you the one with the verse so we can go through with the verse with you. I'll go to the next person who can read. Mitra, can you read this? All five keynotes.
By the senses of by prescribed rules and regulations. How to follow regulations. Guidance of spiritual master. Rise early. Enter temple and offer prayers. Chant Maha Mantra. Offer flowers to deities. Senses when engaged in direct contact with Supreme Lord are purified. Cook for the deities. Honor prasadam. Constant hearing of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees.
Thank you, Mitra. So we know that our senses are very much wavery and jumping here and there, especially the mind, and then we really cannot control that. And so for those who are already mastered in that pure unalloyed devotional service they're doing, the pure devotees, it's very easy. They really live with the Lord. But those who cannot, but like us, we need to follow the regulative principles under the guidance of the spiritual master, right? And this will purify our senses, and slowly by following the rules and regulations instructed by the spiritual master, once the senses are engaged in this Krishna, then we will be purified. So how to engage? Every day must rise early. Who all doing it? Anybody? I can see the smile. I can see. So rising early is very, very important for to purify your senses. The moment you don't rise early, that means you're conquered by the sleep. That means you're not Godakesa, right? Godakesa, who conquered the sleep, is Arjuna. But we are not, although we are small child, it's possible for us to rise early. The only thing is to do is by discipline, sleep early. right? We cannot sleep early because we are conquered by our senses by playing games or thinking about all other fun stuffs that we are doing. So we are not able to sleep early and we are not able to get up early. So rising early is very important to do the devotional service. Enter temple and offer prayers. Temple in the sense like nearby temple is fine, or your own house, altar, temple that we call, where we have Krishna and Radha Krishna is there, our temple, and offer prayers. Like, you do Mangalarati and then you chant Hare Krishna every day morning, you do chant. It's prescribed only 16 rounds. Morning, how much possible before going to school? At least 1-2 rounds if you chant, that would be the best. And offer flowers to the deities. These all help you to purify your senses, right? Just when I say offer flowers, not necessarily only flowers. Of course, we offer the lamp and everything else, right? But just telling you how you do this, follow the regulations, rules and regulations to do the devotion service. Then cook for the deities. Of course, when you're small, very small child, you cannot cook, but anything cooked by your mother, you can offer to the Lord, and you can honor the prasadam, right? And constant hearing of Bhagavad Gita, reading and hearing as well, both Shravanam and Kirtanam. So you have to read every day, must read. There is no, that is another discipline. You may not be able to read one whole chapter or so many pages of Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita in a day, but how much possible? Is it not possible to read 2-3 pages a day? 2-3 pages. How much time you have? 24 hours is really a lot. Many people chant more than Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. They all are chanting one thing called no time mantra. I have no time, I have no time, I have no time, I have to. This is the mantra everybody chanting, right? Everyone chants no time mantra. By chanting no time only, the time is elapsing, right? That is really, really bad habit. The discipline is gone already. Then you're conquered by your senses basically than going to the Supreme Lord. Then you conquering the senses, right? You're conquered by the senses. So these are the regulative principles. So here Krishna clearly says how to, in the previous words, follow. If you cannot fix your mind upon me, follow the regulative principles. Regulative principles is as easy as follow the guidance of the spiritual master, and these are the few things that you can do. Try one
Mataji,
or two at least. Yes, Avigna.
Mataji, can we read any of Prabhupada's books 2 to 3 pages?
Yes, but you see, if you're reading anyhow, one day Bhagavad Gita, one day Krishna book, one day Bhagavatam tales. I mean, you can do that, but it's you do it. You take one book, try to read 2 to 3 pages every day. Try to finish the book. Even the small book, try to finish it. You just see okay, it has got 100 pages every day, 3 pages. Then how many days? In 30 days, 40 days, I can finish one book. Something like that. Then if you start reading, right, you can increase the speed. I mean, increase more pages. I wanted to finish this book in 2 weeks time rather than 1 month. So make it 4-5 pages. Something like that you can do it. But at least do something first. Without
Okay, Mataji.
not doing anything is definitely not good. Okay, let me move on to the next one. Who want to read? Let me pick up. Yogan, can you read this page, please? Hare Krishna, Yogan.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, read this one.
Abhiyase payasmartosi matkarma paramabhava matartam api karmani purvam siddhim avapyasi. Translation: if you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. How to perform work for Krishna.
So he says, okay, you cannot follow the regulative principles. You cannot rise up early. You cannot do all those things. Something maybe you can do, but you cannot do everything. What else you can do? Just try to work for me. Krishna is giving a lot of options. So you are not able to fix your mind. Okay, do regulative principles under the guidance of spiritual master. If you cannot do all, at least try to work for me. So now question is how to perform work for Krishna. Can somebody say how to perform work for Krishna? Yes,
Mataji.
Let me see. Yogesh has raised the hand. Yes, Yogesh.
Mataji, if some devotees are building temple, we can donate them. Like other things like that, we can help them. Like that,
Yes.
Mataji.
Very good. Anyone else want to answer?
Mataji. Can
Yes,
I?
yes.
Mataji, by doing devotional service.
These are devotional service is the one that is a bit difficult for them to fix the mind and I mean regulative principles. What else? Because I mean, devotional service is following the regulative principles at this moment, right? So we cannot do that. How else can do work for Krishna?
Mataji, can I say?
Yes.
Can I try?
Yes.
Do do your prescribed duties and offer the results and whatever you do to Krishna.
Okay. Anyone else want to try? Yes, Tarangini?
By chanting Hare Krishna.
By chanting Hare Krishna is part of your devotional service, yes. But here it says how to work for Krishna. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. It's a big one. I didn't split that into a small one. I want one person to read. Who want to read the big paragraph?
Mataji, can I? Can I read Mataji?
Let me see who else. Who has not
Mataji, can
read?
I?
Who have not read? I want to give. Wait, hold on. Kushal.
Yes.
Kushal, can you read?
I read the whole thing. I read the
Yes.
whole thing.
Yes.
Okay. One may be engaged in business, but to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. If Krishna is the proprietor,
Tarangini, maybe
if,
you could go on mute. Yeah.
if Krishna is the proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is work for Krishna. Instead of constructing a big building for sense gratification, he can construct a nice temple for Krishna, and he can install the deity of Krishna and arrange for the deity's service as is outlined in the authorized books of devotional service. This is all Krishna karma. One should not be attached to the result of his work, but the result should be offered to Krishna, and one should accept as prasadam the remnants of offerings to Krishna. If one constructs a very big building for Krishna and installs the deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited from living there, but it is understood that the proprietor of the building is Krishna. That is called Krishna consciousness. If, however, one is not able to construct a temple for Krishna, one can engage himself in cleansing the temple of Krishna. That is also Krishna karma. One can cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. One can sow tulsi plants because tulsi leaves are important and Krishna has recommended this in Bhagavad Gita. Patram puspam phalam toyam. Krishna desires that one offer him either a leaf or a flower or fruit or a little water, and by such an offering he is satisfied. This leaf especially refers to the tulsi, so one can sow tulsi and pour water on the plant. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. These are some of the examples of how one can engage in working for Krishna.
Thank you, Kushal. So here it says that you imagine that I mean, many are working right now, right? Your parents all are working in the office, and you see that they work very hard. Many of the employees are working very hard, and the company is earning billions of dollar profit, right? So much of dollar profit, but is all $1 billion is your parents getting it? No, right? Only the salary, some thousands of rupees or dollars they're getting it, not the whole profit or the percentage of the profit they're getting. No, because according to this material world in this company, the owner of the company only get all the profit, right? The owner is whosoever is the one who is a company's owner. They will get all the $1 billion profit, and he will give little as a salary to all the employees. So this is how it works. Similarly, Krishna is the proprietor of whole universe. many universes. And if we are utilizing all the things that is, whatever the work we are doing, all the things that is given by Krishna, we are using it, the results must be offered to him. The whole profit must go to Krishna. And whatever he is giving, the Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat, whatever is been given to us to utilize just for our survival by Krishna, that only we have to utilize. Remaining all should goes to Krishna. That's how the work in a different stage. Prabhupada is explained in this purport so beautifully that this actually it is given. This is coming from the purport of 11th chapter 55th verse, which is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. If you go to the purport of this, the whole thing is taken from there. If you're a rich person, you can donate your building instead of constructing a big building for sense gratification. They'll go for a big hotel, stay boarding and lodging, and then restaurants which eating everything. Instead of doing that, you can use that money to construct a temple. And if that is for a big rich person, otherwise you can engage in all this devotional activities, like what this is what Yogesh told, right? Construct a temple. The next Shruta said offer everything to Krishna. It's also mentioned here, offer all the results to Krishna. And then take only the Krishna prasadam, just offer the food for Krishna and take up as a prasadam remnants from him. Then is another, if you're not having that much money to construct a temple, small land if you have, if at all you have a small land, use that for planting of small plants and get the flowers and offer that to Krishna. And if you don't have any land, nothing else, you can water the plants, right? That is a service to the Krishna. Whatever you could do as a service for Krishna, that is possible. Even the richest person to a poor person, that is example given by Prabhupada here, you can work for Krishna. This is how it says. Previously, we have been asked how to perform work for Krishna. It's a very straightforward, beautiful answer given by Prabhupada. Any question? Okay, we'll move on to the next one. This verse, maybe I wanted Tarangini to read because I want her to read the verse. Tarangini, are you there? Tarangini is muted. I cannot see her. Okay, maybe we can go to another person. Shashank, can you read this, please?
Sure, Mataji. Progressive stage of devotion. Ataidad api asattosi kartam madhyogam ashrita sarva karma phala tyagam tata kuru yatat mavam. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act, giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated.
So the next one.
Impediments due to social, familial, religious considerations. Any hope? What is the recommendation for them?
For those, yes, yes, Shruta.
Mataji, I have a question. So that means, like, then what to do for some people, like, their family restrict them to do Krishna consciousness, or
That
like,
is the verse, right? That is this verse. Impediments due to social, familial, religious consideration. So those who are unable to work in this consciousness of me, they cannot do such work, right? Whatever has been mentioned in the past, work for me, they cannot do because of some social restriction. They may be Muslim, different religious, and the family not allowing, and the small kids like you all, some family may not be allowing to you to do that, or you will not be able to do certain restriction because of the family situation. What, any hope for them to do for Krishna? What is, there's a question actually in this one. Then try to act, giving up all results of your work and try to be self-satisfied. What does this mean? Anybody understood from here?
Mataji, can I try?
Mm-hmm.
So it means that whatever you do, offer the results. Like how he says, "Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana." So offer the results. Never think of yourself to be the cause of it, and then try to be self-situation. It like try to be self-driven. Don't be dependent on someone. Is that what it means?
Let's see what, good try. Okay, maybe you can read this one, Shruta.
Charity to hospitals or social institutions, such sacrifices of hard-earned results purify the mind and can gradually understand Krishna consciousness. In what cases social service, community service, national service is recommended? Krishna consciousness is not dependent on any other experience because Krishna consciousness itself purifies the mind. But if there are any impediments to Krishna consciousness, then one can try to give up their results of his actions for some good causes. In that respect, social service, community service, national service, etc. may be accepted. Principle behind this philosophy: if one decides to sacrifice for the supreme cause, even if he does not know that the supreme cause is Krishna, he will gradually understand.
Got it right, Shruta. So possibly, right, whatever you do, you may not be able to completely work for Krishna. You cannot do, even the watering Tulsi plant is not allowed, or some restrictions is there for you. That is an impediment. You can use your do some social service. Of course, these are, it says may be accepted. You see, it's completely not truly accepted. If completely you're not restricted in many different ways, then there is a possibility that you do some kind of social service or charitable actions that you do. You can do some kind of voluntary service to the society, that it helps the society. These kind of things that helps you, although you may not be doing it for purpose of it is pleasing the Lord. You may not do that. There are people who do, I do good things because I donate money to this particular welfare society, and I go and volunteer for the old age home. All those things are kind of social welfare activities is allowed. National service is also allowed, but maybe accepted only if you cannot do the previous recommendations. It's allowed, but it will help you to gradually understand. The path is slightly longer, that's it, right? If from doing all this cause, you may not be immediately elevating it to the next level as a pure devotee, no, but it will help you to understand, come to the next level, and gradually come to the next level of working for Krishna. So step by step again. Yes.
That means it's like like in India, right? There's one temple. They have they ask people to volunteer. They have like this kind of annadana drive. I think in Bangalore. So is that one also considered as service?
Yes, why not? Yes. If they are telling about national services service and doing annadana for in the temple is definitely is considered as a service as well, right? So this is at least the last recommendation, when the least recommendation though, but it's only when you cannot do the other things. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Who can read now? See, Ashrit, are you there? I mean, are you able to read? Ashrit? Yes, can you read this?
Yes, Mataji. If you cannot take to this practice, then
You need to read the words also, please.
Okay. Shreyo hi jnanam
Abhyasat.
Shreyo, I can't see the screen actually, like the shared
Shreyo
screen.
hi jnanam abhyasat.
Mataji, I can't see the shared screen.
Is it? Anyone else have the problem of seeing? You have some network issues, eh?
Wait, Mataji. Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay, read.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasa jnanad dhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phala tyagach chantar anantaram. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action, for by such renunciation one can attain peace of mind. What is the result of knowledge? Why renunciation of fruits is mentioned better than meditation?
So here it says, okay, you cannot do this practice also. you always think of me, cannot do. You do a devotional service with regulative principles guide under the guidance of spiritual master, cannot do. You work for me, that also you cannot do. Then you do some kind of welfare activities, that also you cannot do. Now he says, okay, engage in your yourself in the cultivation of the knowledge. At least read the books, get the knowledge, and do the meditation. But above all is, when you renunciate the fruit of whatever you do, you think that it is for Krishna, that is better. And why renunciation of fruits is mentioned better than meditation is again a question. Let's read that. Who want to read? Avigna, can you read this?
Result of knowledge, one understands his real position. Knowledge will help to develop meditation. Then one can gradually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one is unable to meditate in such a way, then there are Vedic prescribed duties for different varnas. But always one should give up the result of labor, employ the result for some good cause. Although Karma Yoga is the lowest on the yoga ladder, Krishna says that it is better than meditation because it does not disturb the mind with harsh and impractical requirements for renunciation.
Thank you. So here it says why we need knowledge, because with the knowledge we understand our real constitutional position, that we are part and parcel of the Lord. Without the knowledge, we cannot really understand this. Doing devotional service, it is completely the best, but devotional service without understanding, just mere sentimental, is also not good. You need to understand. For that, we need knowledge. So for knowledge, you understand what is our position. Through that, we develop into meditation, meditating upon the Lord. We are able to meditate, not the impersonal form of the Lord, it is personal form of the Lord. And then gradually we understand the Supreme, right? And here it says why the offering the fruits of the results to Krishna is more better, because it says that it does not disturb the mind with harsh or impractical requirements for renunciation. For when you do the offering that fruits to the Lord, that itself is a devotional service, bhakti, but this doesn't require very strenuous or tedious path. It's just offered to them. I mean, difficult, impractical requirements like what the meditation and everything. Knowledge also, you have to read a lot of books and a lot of, there are a number of books in your lifetime, you cannot finish it, of course. You need to learn. But this one is just offering the results to the Lord is much easier. That's why it's recommended much better than meditation and the knowledge. Let me move on to the next one. Here is a summary again for the second topic, which it says progressive stage of devotion. Mind fixed in Krishna, right? Result will be living in relationship with the Krishna. And then follow regulative principles of sadhana bhakti, which is develop desire to attain Krishna. This will help us to develop, right? This is under the guidance of the spiritual master. Then work for Krishna, right? We have to work. And then we'll come to the stage of devotional service. You have to work for Krishna. If not, then renunciation, cultivation of knowledge and meditation, all those things. So from the lowest stage, you go to the topmost is where actually you're fixing your mind on Krishna. If all this one not possible, you come down one by one, do, but you cannot jump from the last one to directly to the first one. You have to go one by one. You understand, right? The top one is if you're already in this stage, it's much easier. But if you cannot do all these things, start from the beginning. Offer the results to Krishna, learn, develop your knowledge, meditate upon Krishna, and then you do for welfare of the society, and work for Krishna, build temple if you have money, otherwise do all the work that is for offering to the Lord. Then you follow the regulative principles by rising early and all those which we discussed about. Finally, you fix your mind on Krishna. This is how the step goes. You understand this, right? Progressive stages of devotion. It says very beautifully in 12.8 to 12.12. Let's move on to the next last one is qualities that endear one to Krishna. Krishna is telling, okay, you do these are the stages of devotions bhakti. But now those devotees who have these qualities, they are very, very dear to me. What are the qualities? You may be knowing many qualities already, but Krishna is explaining in these 8 verses from 12.13 to 12.20 many qualities is explaining one by one, telling these are the qualities that devotees has, and when they have, they are very, very dear to me. Let's see what are the qualities. Okay, who want to read this?
Mataji, can I?
Mataji, shall I read translation only?
And no, I'll call you Tarangini for the verse. Now Samarth.
Okay,
Read
Qualities that endear one to Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 12.13 to 14. Advesta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukka sukha shami santushta satatam yogi yatatma trida yatatma trida nishchaya mayarpitamano buddhir yomad bhakta same priya. Translation: one who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself as a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind, intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. One engaged in bhakti yoga exhibits transcendental qualities which mark him as a devotee.
So this whole topic is about the qualities of the devotees who exhibit, and that basically these are transcendental qualities they exhibit as a devotee, that actually tells them they are pure devotees of the Lord, and those devotees are very dear to Krishna. Here it says there are few actually it says we're going to see the summary also later, but here it says who are those people dear to the Lord? They are not envious, right? And then do not think himself as a proprietor, meaning Krishna is a proprietor, we are the servant. Servant in the sense, in the whole world, everybody, whosoever you think that is the owner of the company, is a proprietor of the company, they are also servant. They are serving some or the other. The people, the king of the country or the prime minister, the president of the country, they are also servants. They're serving the people. We are serving our parents, or parents are serving the children, and the parents, the employees are serving the company owners are serving the employees by providing the salary. All those things is all service. So we are meant to do service, but service to Krishna is the topmost. So we have to think that we are not the proprietor of anything. We are not the owner. Krishna is the owner. So I will give all the results to him, and free from false ego, and equal to both happiness and distress. Sama, dukkha, sukha. Sukha and dukkha, sama. We have to see is equal. And who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-control, engaged in devotion. So very easy to understand each one, but just remember all these qualities are the qualities of a devotee who are dear to Krishna. Let's see in detail here. Sanvi, read this.
Tolerant, never disturbed by any circumstances, non-envious, kind to everyone, even to his enemy, consider all reactions as result of one's past misdeeds, take distress at the Lord's mercy. I deserve much more. Nirmana, free from proprietorship, devotees does not attach much importance to the pains and trouble of the body. Free from false ego, knows that I am not the body. Equist in the happiness and distress. Satisfied, whatever comes by the Lord's grace, does not ever endeavor to achieve something. Self-control, Because completely fixed in the instructions of spiritual master, determined because of self-control, mind and fixed intelligence, because fully conscious that Krishna is the eternal Lord.
Yeah. See, they're tolerant. Of course, you're not disturbed by any kind of circumstances. We are tolerating. So, matra spashastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agama payino nitya tam titiksashva bharata. Titiksashva, tolerated. The happiness and distress comes as like a summer and winter, tolerated. So devotees who are they are tolerant. They'll never disturb by any circumstances. They're non-envious because they are very kind to even enemy. They see everybody same. If you see that one of the words, they say that all even the dog or all the living entity they see is the same. So and the once we have this thing, right, consider all reactions as a result of one's past mistake. Anything that happens, sad thing, bad thing happens, they don't feel sad, they don't blame the god. They say that it's because of my karma in the past. I might have made some mistake, that's why it's happening. I am actually clearing my karma by getting this kind of distress. So they feel that I deserve much more, but because of Lord's mercy, he has the magnitude has come down to so little that I'm only getting this kind of severity, not very high severity, very low level, I'm getting it. So that way they are, even in the distress, they're able to equally equipoise. They're not very much sad about it. And nirmama, mama means mine, right? Nirmama, it's not mine. That means free from proprietorship. Devotees does not attach much importance to the pains and troubles of the body also, because all this happening is because of my past deeds. It's not because of Krishna is punishing me for some reason. No, it's because of happening is because of me. And then false ego, because we know we are not this body, we are only soul. Anything that is troublesome to the body, we should not be bewildering on that. We should not be reacting to it, because this body is not mine. I am soul. This body just for the temporarily I'm embodied for this material existence. Otherwise, I'm not this body. Once we know that, we will not be into the false ego and fully satisfied, because whatever Lord's grace, we'll accept it. Whatever is given by him, we don't go for wanting more. It's only for the need. We need to use it, endeavor for it, but for not for the wants. And we highly self-control. The devotees highly self-control because their instructions through the spiritual master is fully fixed. They only do whatever spiritual masters say. So that much. So again, coming to the self-control is coming back to the rules and regulations given by the spiritual master. If you are doing that itself, is the devotee level. We have come to that level of devotee. Every day rise up early in the morning, do the devotional service, offer to the Lord, eat the prasadam, honor the prasadam, and then or read, every day read. All those things are pretty much fully adhering to the instructions of the spiritual master. And we control our senses. Everything is devotees only can do. These are qualities of the devotees, pure devotees. And mind and intelligence are already fixed, right? So this is what is about first two verses, 13 and 14. Krishna says, now 15. It's as simple as that. Let me see. This one, Tarangini, you read. I'll help you to read the verse. Okay? Let me read one by line, you repeat. 12.15 Bhagavad Gita. Yasmanno tvijate loko.
Yasmano vichale loko.
Lokan no tvijate chayah.
Lokan no ticha e jaya.
Harsha bhayodveghair.
Ashramasra
bhayodveghair.
Bhayodveghair.
Mukto ya sachame priyah.
तो सच्चा में प्रिय.
Read the translation.
Translation. He may warm, no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is
equipoised
in happiness, and distress,
Mhm.
fear, and anxiety is very dear to me.
Thank you, Tarangini. So
Never curse distress
causes.
others.
So devotee will not cause distress to others, although he will not be disturbed by any kind of happiness or distress or fear or anxiety, everything. But otherwise, he also doesn't cause distress to others. He will not be the a problem maker for others. So you have to understand this quality of the devotees. You should not disturb others. They whatever they are doing, you should be helping them into come to the Krishna consciousness, not really putting them into trouble. So this is also one of the quality of Krishna. Let's move on. Which the other ones we already seen. This verse, I don't have any picture. Okay.
Mataji, can I read?
Okay, Avigna.
Anapeksha suchirdaksha udasino gata vyatha sarvarambha parityaji yo madbhakta same priya. Translation. My devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure expert without cares, free from all pains and not striving for some result, is very dear to me.
Thank you, Avigna. And the next slide, we will see what is pure expert and everything. And not striving for some result, like, temporary results, like little bit of money we want and more money we want to become. So much we endeavor very hard to work to become a rich person, one of the rich person, having car and bungalow, everything we wanted. That for that we will work very hard and our lifetime will go from 20 years to 25 years when we start working, for example, until 50, 55, we'll be doing all those things. By the time we look back, we already old. We cannot enjoy also. By the age of 60, we will not be enjoy all those things. But we work very hard without even enjoying what is given by the Lord. We only work very hard to get money. But when the time we wanted to retire and see whether we want to enjoy, it's already we are very old. So devotees doesn't do that. They don't strive all those temporary small results. Their aim is high to get into Krishna only. This results is only so all the small whatever they do endeavor only for Krishna's pleasure. Let's move on. So this verse, Anapeksha, the detail is given here. Continue reading this, Avigna.
Anapeksha, neutral, not dependent on ordinary course of activities. Money may be offered to a devotee, but he does not struggle to acquire it. If it comes automatically by the Lord's grace, he is not agitated. Suchi, external, bathing at least twice a day, internal, rising early for devotional acts. Daksha, expert, fully knows the essence of all activities of life, convinced of authoritative scriptures. Udasina, without care. A devotee never takes the part of a particular party. Gata Vyatha, pain-free, because he is free from all bodily designations. Sarvarambha Parityaji, free from all endeavors, not striving for some fruit. Pure devotee does not endeavor for anything against the principles of devotional service. Example, constructing a big building requires great energy. A devotee takes such business only if it benefits him in devotional service. Example, constructing a big temple but not constructing a big personal house.
Okay. This previous verse, what we saw, the Anapeksha Suchi Daksha, the first verse, Anapeksha Suchi Daksha. The explanation is there. Anapeksha is not dependent on ordinary activity because people, I say that they won't do a lot of endeavors to get money, but they may get automatically some money by some reason, but they are not agitated. Oh, I've got so much money, I can do this, I can become so much rich, and they are not agitated by that. They don't even endeavor to get it. So that's how they kind of very equipoise between the two. And pure internal and external. Internally, we have to be doing all the rules, I mean, devotional service, but externally we also have to clean ourselves twice a day. We have to take bath. An expert, they know the shastras very well, and they are convinced by the authoritative scriptures. Not just they have doubt, oh, maybe this, but the other one is like this. So I have my own interpretation. This could be that. Not like that. It's through the disciplic succession. They whatever this acharyas have been told, they are fully convinced. They have the knowledge of it, and they don't care for particular party. What does it mean, party? Party doesn't mean that what is that called? Election, the government parties and all. No, not like that. Of course, also one, they don't belong to particular party, means they don't belong to particular nation. I'm Indian, I am American, Pakistani. No, they don't belong there. We are Krishna devotees, that's all. And they don't belong to any particular gender. They don't belong to any particular group people. I'm this caste, you are that caste. No, they don't belong to any particular sectarians. They are carefree. They are only devotees of the Lord. According to the instruction, whatever has been prescribed, they'll only do that. Of course, they know the very well, I'm not the body. Anything that is pain to the body, they will be able to tolerate it. And they don't sarva aramba parityagi. They don't do endeavor for particular active fruitive activities. Only doing that. So here it says, right, very so much of endeavoring for building a particular bridge or anything, they won't do that. Instead, that particular energy is needed to spend for building a temple for the Lord. Yes, devotees will do that, but not for the personal benefits.
Mataji.
Yes, Avigna.
I had one question. In the before one, it said pain-free. Like, what does that mean?
Pain-free, because he's free from all bodily designation, right? He won't be able to I am not this body, so anything that has happened to the body, I will not be treating that as a very personally difficult one. Of course, pain, you may feel the pain because I got hurt and all those things, but as such, you get any disease or anything, you will not be treating that as so much of sad thing that instead you say it's because of karma. I have to go through this one to clear my karmic actions. The reactions are happening, so I will just treat this as a mercy of the Lord. So they will not be able to feel the distress on that.
Thank you, Mataji.
So we do have 4 more verses.
Read Mataji.
Priyangi. Okay, Priyangi. I'll see who else not read. I'll call them next to.
Yo narishati, na dveshti, na sujati, na kanchkati, subha parityagi, bhaktimanya sapne priyaha. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me. Prepared to accept all kinds of risks for Lord's satisfaction. Nothing is an impediment in the discharge of devotional service.
Impediment is obstacle. Yes, thank you so much, Priyangi. Say na shochati, na kangshati. They don't lament, they don't desire. Shubha, ashubha, meaning auspicious or inauspicious. They renounce both. They don't even think about it. These are good, these are bad. And such a devotee is very dear to me. So every single verse you see from the third topic, from the 12.13, who are all dear to Krishna. So these qualities is telling. They don't be rejoicing or they don't grieve. Again, happiness and sadness. They don't lament or they don't desire anything because of, and it's all Krishna's proprietorship. Why I have to lament for it? He gives and he takes, but I'm here as an instrument to do whatever is pleasing the Lord. That's the only thing that his devotee's mindset will be. So in that way, he says that prepare to accept all kinds of risk. In this material world, lot of risk will happen. Lot of, if you decided to do only for Krishna's devotee service, lot of impediments, obstacles will come. But if you think that those are obstacles, you cannot progress. You only just get away with that and just keep moving, do your devotional service. then you will be able to discharge your duties, and then you will be able to progress in that and go back to Godhead. Okay, 2 verses together here, 18 and 19. Let me, Jyotika, can you read this, please? You have not read.
Yes, Mataji. Bhagavad Gita 12.18 to 19. Samashatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayo sitoshna sukha dukheshu samasangha vivarjitah tulyanandastutir mauni santushto yena kenachit anikhetasthiramathir bhaktiman me priyo nara. Silence implies to speak only of essentials. Most essential speech, to speak of Supreme Lord. Translation. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
Thank you, Jyotika. Just repeating here and again how equipoise with many things, honor, dishonor, heat and cold, all the dualities. If you're just seeing everything equal, then such a devotee will be dear to me. Here, one thing notice, here is also mentioned, right? Always silent. Silent doesn't mean just don't talk anything. So it implies to speak only the essential things, which is only that is what is essential to speak about the Lord, nothing more than that, nothing chit-chatting about gossiping about others, that will unnecessarily give you more stress, distress and everything, right? Rather speak only about Krishna, only spread the Krishna's words. That's the only thing that is meant for silence here. Rest of all, it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm not going deep into that. These people, these devotees who have these qualities, who are equipoised with honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, all are dear to me. Okay, let me move on to the last verse. Who can read this last verse who have not read before?
Mataji, can I read?
Yes, Chetana.
Yes, Mataji. 12.20. ये तु धर्मामृतं निदं यथोक्तं परिभाषते तद्दधान मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियः. Translation. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. Without a doubt, devotional service is the only absolute path for self-realization.
Thank you, Chetana. So the last verse of this one, we actually read every single verse in this chapter. Previous chapters, we only read all the important ones, but this chapter, every single verse is important. So we have read everything. That's why it's really, even though it's only 20 verses, we took complete full time of the class. And it's the last verse of this chapter. It's confirming that devotional service is the only absolute path for self-realization. And again, it says that the imperishable path of devotional service, who follows that and engage himself with the faith, and Krishna is the supreme goal, who actually keep that as a goal, then that they are the very dear to me. Those people are very dear to me. And here we have qualities, all the qualities are listed based on the certain groupings. So you can see that about the attitude, dealings, reaction, and dealings with other living entities and dealings with the Lord, how it's summarized here, the qualities of the devotees, those are dear to Krishna, right? So it's the same thing, whatever we saw, attitude towards oneself, nirmama, right? Free from self, from I and my. One should not have that feeling of I and my. They are dear to the Lord. Free from false ego, that one who knows I'm not the body, so they are free. And gata vitaha, pain-free, which Avigna was asking about. Sarvaramba parityagi, free from all endeavors. These people are dear to Krishna when they are having attitude towards oneself, right? At dealings with others, I'm not envious with others. Then I am udasina, without care, right? I am always free from contaminating with the association and silence. These are the things that dealings with the other living entities. And again, down you see dealings with the Lord, very determined, and mind and intelligence fixed extreme entirely on the Supreme Lord. Engage in devotional service and fix. These are the dealings with the Lord. And if you categorize it as relation, the reaction when things happen to him is I'm satisfied. Whenever something happened to us, we are satisfied, self-controlled, tolerant, equipoised, anapeksha, neutral, pure, expert, which we saw, neither rejoice nor grieves, dual, non-dual, right? Neither laments nor desires, transcendental in face of all kind of auspiciousness or inauspiciousness, equipoised in dualities. This is actually similar to rejoice, non-grief, and does not care for any residence. So these are the qualities of the devotees which are endearing to Krishna. This is a cheat sheet for you all to memorize and remember. Okay, I think that's all we have for this. Okay, one last summary for the final one. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop all these good qualities that we saw that in the previous, right? All these good qualities we have to develop if we want to recognize as a devotee of the Lord. And of course, one does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications, because engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps one to develop. We don't have to endeavor to do this. It's so difficult to do that. But the moment we start following the rules and regulations prescribed under the guidance of the spiritual master, then we slowly will be able to follow all these qualities, and we will be able to discharge the devotional service with these qualities. We don't have to work hard to get that. Like for impersonalists, they have to work hard by doing so much of tapasya. But for devotional service, there is no work hard. It's only understanding and love for the God, and pretty much work towards a God. A Lord is very important for us. And the last one is one who is not a devotee has no good qualities at all, actually. So this is very important summary for the chapter 12. We need a good qualities as a devotee, and we don't need to endeavor. We automatically gets this once we start engaging in the Krishna consciousness. And the last point is those who are not a devotee, they won't get these qualities at all. At all. You won't see any good qualities in such good qualities. They'll definitely fall into all kind of dualities. They will become more happy, more sad, and they will be so envious of the other people. Oh, those people are getting all these things. Why not I? I'll work very hard. I'll go above them. All those things happen to non-devotees only, who thinks that I am the proprietor. I am the one who wanted to enjoy. Those are the people, they come into the category of non-devotee, and they don't have these qualities. That's the end of chapter 12. Any?
Mataji, I
Yes,
have a
Shweta.
Mataji,
Can I say first?
Yes.
The previous slide, you showed like the 3 points for summary, right? So the second point, I think there's like one related verse in one of the chapters. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahami saying that like once you start becoming a devotee, then Krishna will slowly help them, like with whatever you have, I will accept you and I will deliver you, and what you don't have, I will help you or something like that, right? So
Yes.
it's interrelated, right?
Everything is definitely interrelated. The main point here, it says that you don't have to work hard to do all those qualities. Qualities comes naturally. When you do the devotion service, it comes naturally. That's the point I wanted to
Because
stress
we are
here.
eternally a devotee of Krishna. That's why.
Yes, related to Krishna, part and parcel of the Krishna. But the main point is, if you do understand the Krishna consciousness, either through the knowledge or of course, definitely through the scriptural master's guidance, we do start doing all these things. We get this devotional service as a pattern, as our practice. We will develop all these qualities slowly. We will not be envious on others, because our focus is only on Krishna. Whatever other people do to us or doing themselves, it will not disturb us. That's the point I wanted to stress here. Okay. Yes, definitely it is related. And I think Abhigna had some questions.
Mataji, like for example, a devotee uh, like he's a good devotee of Lord Krishna, and then at the time of death he thinks about Krishna, but and they're like he's saying Krishna's name, but then he thinks about something else. Will he still go to Lord Krishna? Will he again take a birth?
Two things, Abhigna. One is we read in the chapter 8, right? Remember chapter 8, 8.5 and 8.6, we talk about Antakalecham. So the time of death, if we think, remember Krishna, definitely we go to him. But remembering, not just by uttering the word of the Lord. I'm telling there is one, somebody said, I forgot, we just say Radhe, 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 but somebody saying Radhe, Radhe. That means, yeah, it is a concert of the Lord, and then we are telling Radhe, Radhe is very good. But thinking about the neighbor Radha is name of the Radha, the girl, beautiful girl, that guy wanted, oh, that's why he says Radhe, Radhe. That doesn't mean he will go back to Godhead, right? The consciousness is very, very important. So if you just uttering the word is mere uttering the word is not okay. Okay. Then what else you asked? That's the one you asked, right?
Yes.
It's also mentioned that thinking about the Lord at the time of the death is not easy. You may be a devotee for many years. You may be practicing devotional service for many years. Unless it is a very pure, unalloyed devotion service, it is not possible for us to remember the Lord at the time of the death, because there is a verse in Mukunda Mala Sutra. It says, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja. Let me try to see whether I can take. Give me 2 minutes. I'll stop. I'll finish this thing shortly. Let me see if I can find out. I don't know if I can do this.
Verse 32.
Yeah, I know this verse 33, but I wanted to show them the stotra, the meaning. Krishna Tvadiya Pada
In
Pankaja
KK songs, there is
Adjaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsa let me open it. Pranaprayana samaye khapavada pittaihi Kantavarodhana vidhau smaranam kutaste. It's a most this is the verse 33, the most quoted verse by Prabhupada also. You can read this translation, Avigna.
O Lord Krishna, at this moment, let the royal swan of my mind enter the tangled stems of the lotus of your feet. How will it be possible for me to remember you at the time of death, when my throat will be choked up with mucus, bile, and air?
Mucus, bile, and air. So this is spoken by King Kulashekara. He's a Alvar. He's a great devotee of the Lord, and he says that at this moment I am pretty hale and healthy. I am very much able to think of you. The moment I am thinking of you at this point, please take me, so that like a swan entangles a swan himself into the lotus stem of the lotus. Like that, I will be wanted to go to your lotus feet. Take me now itself, when I'm very good in my health. But at the time of death, how will it be possible for me to remember? He's a great devotee. He says, I cannot remember you, because at the time of the death, when my throat will be choked up, because we cannot breathe, will be choked up with the mucus, bile, and air. It's all good, disordered, everything. I'm only thinking, oh, I cannot breathe. I don't know what to do. All my thoughts will be so much disturbed. It's difficult for me to think of you, Krishna. Now I'm able to think clearly because I'm healthy. Please take me now. That's how the prayer of Kulasekara Alvar is telling. So like that, it's even difficult for such a great devotee. It would be difficult for normal people like us to think about Krishna at the time of the death. So we have to keep chanting and chanting throughout, so that the chanting practice help us to remember. Prabhupada will say, it may help us to remember to Krishna at the time of the death, but it's impossible. It's possible, but you have to make a pure devotional service, unalloyed devotion. Alrighty.
Thank
I
you,
think
Mataji.
we ended the chapter 12. Switch on your camera. I have not taken picture. Let me take one picture, then we will disperse.
Mataji, I cannot see any videos or anything. I cannot see any of.
I have stopped sharing.
Okay, no, but I cannot see the screen, so I don't know whether I'm actually showing my
Your picture is coming actually.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, shall I show you my?
You want to share something? Okay, let's see what Tarangini want to share. Yes, quickly. Yes, Tarangini. I saw all of your beautiful drawings and for Ram Navami offering. Tarangini wanted to show. Yes, we are waiting for you.
Mataji, I want to show you my keyboard song.
Yes, play the song. Somehow we cannot hear. Don't know why. Everybody go on mute, please, for us to hear from Tarangini.
You could not hear.
Cannot hear, Mataji.
Voice cancellation. Oh, yeah. It's because
the mic is covered with. No, I think maybe mic control.
Yeah.
Mataji, you're muted.
Mataji, I think you're mute.
I am okay. Oh, I'm talking on mute. No, we could hear ting ting, but after that, I mean, at least I cannot hear. Anybody else can hear fully the song?
No, Mataji.
No.
Mataji, now I can do.
Try. Yes, I can hear. Can someone say what she was playing?
Mahamantra. Mahamantra.
I want the tune.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. Very beautiful.
Yes, Mataji, really, I was.
This was the first one Nanda taught me also in the harmonium. I only know this also. I know I have to learn as well. But very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Thank you. Nice. And then, anyone else want to share anything? Okay. Thank you. And otherwise, we are good to close the call now. Thank you, everyone. See you all next week for chapter
13.
and revision of chapter 12. Please revise chapter 12 and chapter 13 we'll see next week. Hare Krishna, everyone. Yes? What is that, Tarangini?
Nothing, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Bye-bye.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.